welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny, and if this is your first time on my channel, then welcome. I know I've been missing for a hot second, but I'm back and that's what's important. And today I have something very exciting. I have with me right here some Yeezys, but one of them obviously are replicas, the other ones are the real deals. And normally I ask you guys to comment down below which ones you think are the real ones and which ones you think are the fake ones, but I'm just gonna give it to you because, like, come on, it's a no-brainer. There's not a real thing about these shoes. Like, they're almost like slipper quality. They're not even shoes, but yes, these are the Feezys, the fake Yeezys, or Feezys as they call them. That's what we're gonna be talking about today. Okay, so these are the real Yeezys, and these ones are the Feezys. These ones were given to me, but I believe they were purchased overseas for about $20. They didn't even come in like the Yeezy box. It was just like, I'm pretty sure because of the shape they were like stacked on top of each other and like shipped like this, which might explain why they are as flat as can be. But then these Yeezys over here are my own personal pair. I purchased these for $220, which is how much they go for when they do drop online. We're gonna be comparing them to these. Yeah, these are not sturdy shoes whatsoever. They're supposed to sit up like that, but they won't do it. But yeah, so those are the $20 fees. Okay, so the first major thing that you can just see just by looking at them is the shape. So these stand up like normal shoes should, like normal Adidas should. These ones just resemble slippers to me. There's no structure to them at all. They haven't even been worn, and the lace is frayed. Like, these are so cheap. You can just tell that they're cheap. They're very light. They're very airy, and like, I know the Yeezys should be light and airy, like the Yeezy Boost especially, but at least this has more structure, some more weight to it, when this just feels like a slipper. And the Boost on it, which is like one of the most important parts of owning Yeezys, is the exact same material as the rest of the bottom of the shoe. Now, if you don't have Yeezy Boost or you don't know like what the Boost part about it is this part right here, and it's really squishy. You can see how like deep my fingers are going into that compared to like the rest of the shoes. They're supposed to be really nice and light and airy. It's supposed to make it very comfortable when you walk in them. So you want to make sure that it has a boost section and that it's a real like squishy thing, just not a part of the rest of the shoe. There's no squish to that. There's literally like no softness to the sole of the shoe, when this one over here is like nice and comfortable. It's nice and light, kind of bouncy. So that's the biggest thing. If you're looking at Yeezys, take a look at the bottom of the shoe first, because that's going to tell you a lot about the authenticity of the shoe or not. The next biggest thing to note about these shoes is I'm going to take a look at the back of the shoes and this little tag on the back of each shoe. This one is very flimsy. It literally just feels like a piece of fabric that has this red kind of like thick thread going through it. When these are very structured, they are sewn down on the inside. It is not just one big stretch of fabric. It has some sturdiness to it. It sticks out. It's kind of firm, and so you can help pull on your shoe, take them off easier. The laces just feel very cheap. You can pull them through like really easily. Oh my goodness. These kind of feel like laces that like, oh no, I broke the laces on my Van. I need to go buy some more. I'm gonna run to the shoe store real quick and just purchase these, when you want your laces to be nice, sturdy, thick. These are like gorgeous. I would never take these out of these shoes and put them in something else. Another big difference I did notice between these two shoes is on the side right here, the Adidas logo on both of them. So they're both kind of on like a velvety material. This one is like, does feel kind of cheaper, but the biggest difference is this is like stenciled on. This little Adidas logo right here is kind of stenciled on, when this one has been stamped on. I know it's harder to see, but that's because it was stamped and it's not stenciled in like a fabric paint or anything. It actually has texture. It's there. This one over here, yeah, has texture. It feels like paint, but it does not feel like it has been stamped on, which the real Yeezys are going to have them stamped on both sides. The other side is going to have the YZY on it. Same with this one. But this one is again like either fabric paint or painted on, but definitely looks stenciled because it is not textured. It is not stamped in there. See right here, this pattern is very straight down and this one is slanted. That is a small detail that you want to pay attention to when you're purchasing Yeezys, because that's a detail that can often go unlooked by someone who is making fake Yeezys, just like these ones. See, if you can see all the way across, they are straight down all the way through, and real Yeezys should be straight on one side and slightly slanted on the other side. Another thing with the top of the shoe is the real ones will have a stitching down the middle, very thick, bulky X kind of stitching, almost as if it looks like hand stitch, and you can see that right here down this one. You can see the pattern changes as well. But when you take a look at this one right here, it doesn't even exist. Like, yeah, there is a seam in the middle, but it doesn't have that big boxy stitching, the X's going down it. That's just another indicator that this is a definite fake. Looking far away, yeah, these might pass off as the real thing, but when you really get close and look at them, then you can tell that there's not a real thing about these. It's just so like loose and flimsy. I'm sure if I tugged at it hard enough, I could just kind of like rip it off. Another thing I noticed about these shoes, which I just noticed them just now. Do you hear that? It makes a weird sound. It sounds like there's like cardboard or something hard in there. I don't know if you guys can hear. Maybe it's just cheap shoes. I don't know, but they have a weird sound to them. And you do want to be really careful because even though these are very obviously like bad faked Yeezys, there are some really good replicas out there. A lot of replicas look exactly like the real thing. There's minimal differences. They'll come with the box. They'll come with like all this fake authenticity, which is why you want to be so careful purchasing online, because all this fake stuff can look like the real thing. The only way to really make sure that you're getting the real thing is if you buy them on the Adidas website when they do drop, although that is kind of a difficult thing because they only drop every once in a while and not everyone can purchase them. Like, what happens is you get put into like a waiting room, and if you get selected, then you have like literally a couple seconds to pick your size and buy it before it gets sold out, because that's how like fast they go. Like, it is 1 minute, like it's done. So that's like the number one place to buy them at a good price, because they are for $220 on the Adidas website when they do drop, and you know they're authentic. Okay, now this rule applies to any really expensive designer good that you're purchasing that has any kind of like fabric or stitching on it, is you really want to pay attention to the stitching. All of the answers are going to be in the stitching. And so I did notice on these Yeezys that, especially back here, I don't think you guys can see it very well, but the stitching is not straight. At one point on these shoes, they go off of what they're trying to attach onto the regular fabric and then gone over again. Not even seam rip, just like, oops, we messed up, let's just go over it again. And you're never going to see that on a really expensive quality good, because if you're spending $220 on something, you're paying for quality, and that kind of thing isn't going to pass quality inspections. Obviously, if everyday wear and tear causes something to come undone, that's a different story, but if it is fresh off the line, there should not be a single flaw in the stitching whatsoever. And looking at my real Yeezys right here, I look at them and like the stitching is like spot on. Like, I can't find a spot on these shoes where it just kind of looks like poorly done, which on these, I had to take like one good look at them and just like, oh, there's some poor stitching. Yeah, there's a little bit of more poor stitching. Like, the stitching is just, oh, even on the inside too. The insides of these, like, there's nothing loose in here. Everything is tacked down, stitched down, has another piece of fabric over it to prevent fraying. This is just very surface level value. Like, how much can we make it look like a Yeezy on the outside? Who cares about the inside? Obviously, like, the inside is just all frayed and everything. All of the edges are exposed. Nothing has been like sewn down or secured. It's so easy for, if these were to be worn, to get loose frays on the ends, like loose ends, edges, frays. Yeah, getting frayed on the end, I think that's the word I'm looking for. As for the quality on the inside, like, as long as it looks like a Yeezy, it is a Yeezy, right? I mean, not really, but that might be the mindset of some of the people who are trying to create these like fake shoes. But yeah, take a look at the inside. Make sure that they look like good shoes. You know good shoes because you have good shoes, whether they're Vans, Converse, running shoes, like something you found at Goodwill. You know a good shoe when you see one, and when they're flat like this, all frayed on the inside, and a fake name, then you know that's not a good shoe. Maybe you shouldn't be paying $220, $300, $500 for something like this. Make sure you're buying the real thing. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching my video today. And just know that when it comes to fake Yeezys, there are so many different types of fake Yeezys out there. There are going to be some fake Yeezys that look worse than this. There are going to be some fake Yeezys that look just as good as this. So these are just my personal observations from my personal pair of Yeezys. and these ones I happen to have in my closet. So some videos might tell you other things. They might say, hey, look out for this instead, but these are just my observations about these two shoes that I have, and this is just my helpful advice. And so yeah, take it as it is. Like, if you guys like my videos and you want to hang around, then hey, you know what? Subscribe. I'm cool with that. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Because guess what? That's cool too. Either way, thank you guys for watching my videos, and I will be back soon. I mean that. I will be back soon. I'm not going to take another, like, 6-month break like I did, like, 6 months ago. Because I have some new stuff coming up. So stay tuned for that. Watch out for that. And again, I thank you guys. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.